Hello, hello. I just got back from the post office. And for those of you that missed this morning's Zoom chat, no worries. I thought I'd hop back on here really quick. I'm glad my air turned off. I thought I'd hop on here really quick and let you know what you missed. Wasn't really much. I just love connecting with you guys and chatting and seeing how everything's going. And but we did talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing this month. And so we're going to be doing still lifes the whole month. And it's your chance to let me know if there's a particular type of material that you want help with. Now would be the time to try painting it and ask me any questions. Not that I'm an expert on painting all things. I'm certainly not. I don't think I've even painted metal before. But what I want to show you right now is what I want to show you first is that you're going to need to buy a few things so that you can set up your own still life. I want you to paint from life. Yes, I want you to take photos to test out your lighting, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But you're going to need some sort of a setup, like a folding table or a table. It could even be a chair to put your items on that you're going to be painting. And your items can be anything that you like, and make it something that you really do like, or you're not going to want to paint it. It could be a gym shoe, it could be a cup, it could be cutlery, a vase, a flower, it's a still life. It could be fruit, the classic lemons in a bowl, whatever you want. I have a few things that I'm going to show you right now, and I'm going to show you my little setup. And the first thing you're going to need is a surface, like I said, to put your subject onto. And then you're going to need to have a single light source, just one light shining on your objects. Turn off all the other lights. Okay, so you need a place where you can do that, where you can control the lighting. You can use natural daylight coming in a window, but that might limit your time. You're going to have to take advantage of the light coming in when it comes in, and you won't be able to do it at night, obviously, and things like that. So I think you're better off not using the natural light. You can go to the hardware store and buy a clamp light and just clamp it on something. Another chair, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I have a pole that I connect mine to. If you've got some sort of I don't know, maybe a bookcase or a shelf unit that you could clamp the light onto, or maybe just a regular light. I would definitely recommend a daylight bulb. White light is going to be best. And the reason why I prefer a clamp is that you can kind of adjust it. You're going to need to be able to adjust the light. So let me show you what I'm talking about. But the third thing you're going to need is a display board from Hobby Lobby. So let me show you that really quick. This is what it is. Actually, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to bring you over here to see my setup. Okay, wait, I gotta put this on the floor so I can lift this up higher. I'm just adjusting my my stupid Archon mount. I say stupid because of that's the guy that's in the whole controversial thing about demeaning that woman. Anyway, all right, so let me grab something else. I wind up putting a drill on my stand because my whole Archon mount stand leans forward when I have it up real high. And I'm going to turn off my other lights in my studio here. So there is some natural light coming in, as you can see, from the window. There's a window over there. Get you a lot closer here. And I'm going to turn on, so this is what I have. I'm going to, okay, so I've got a cart, just a regular, I think we bought this off of Amazon years ago. I feel like I need to wipe off this lens. That's better. Sorry about that. So this is just a regular, you know, a cart. I like this for the height. Now I would be standing probably over there painting this, you know, so that I can look straight ahead at my subject. And I have this, the way I have this right now, I can totally adjust all of these things, you know, the way that I want them to be. Like if I want that highlight to show up on the bottle, I can just turn it back that way again. But before I finesse it to that, like that, the first thing that you want to do is like you can decide on the color board that you want to use to set your still life on. This is a paint panel. You've seen me use these. You can certainly use another display board like this, and actually I'm going to paint mine. So this is just from, it's a project display board from Dollar Tree. Oh, the camera's reversed. So there you go. Project display board from Dollar Tree, and it's white. And what I like about this is that I can move this around a little bit. So let's say you're just using a lamp on a table over there. You can adjust this, hopefully, you know, put it on a table where you can kind of maybe change the angle of your table. And then if I move this out a little bit into the light, look how cool that looks. So there's all these different things you can do to kind of finesse the light. Now I'm casting a shadow on that one. I don't know if I want to do that necessarily. Let's get you even closer. I hope this thing doesn't fall over. Let me get another weight to put on here. Wrong way. Oh, gosh. Just don't want the whole thing to fall over. Tightening everything. Hold on, sorry. And I don't know why this all looks so crooked. Gosh, it looks so crooked. Weird. Okay. Okay, and then I can get this a little closer. You know what I'm going to do? Can I turn my camera around? Sorry. I think it'd be easier this way. Oh, no, I can't see it. Oh, that's not really working real great unless I make it lower. Okay, now I don't want the image reversed, so hold on. Wow. Doesn't go into the mount real easily. Okay. Now, Okay, so if I move my light closer, I'll have a more dramatic shadow. So see, notice how that all changed everything. And also, I don't know if you notice, there's a reflected light on the left side of the turquoise base. So if I were to change that, let's see, to let's say, see how that reflected light just went away? Now you see it, now you don't. Just interesting. I actually really like that reflected light in there. Now, if I were using a different color card for my background, I wouldn't have as much reflected light. But if you don't like that much reflected light, you can certainly throw another piece of card in there to kind of get rid of that. Same thing over on this side. Well, that's too much. Now it's all in shadow and it's seeing reflected light from someplace else, which we don't really want. So what I'm trying to do here is to put dark shadow behind my lit up objects. So I might even lower my lamp down a little bit and just see what happens. So now the light is really closer to the subject. Maybe I won't even have that in there. I had this in there earlier, this metal. And that's pretty interesting. I don't know that I really like the shadow being cast onto that. So now I got rid of that. Actually, I really like that. That's not bad. So you see how you can play around with all of this stuff quite a bit. Now, when I paint it, I'm not going to paint that seam in the back. I'm just going to have it all kind of blend as one sweep. But here, I'm trying to show you. Okay, so now I've pulled that out into the light, and I've got light in the front of the object and dark behind it. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what's so cool about setting up your own still lifes, is that you can play with the lighting like this. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Here's another setup. I thought I'd show you, like maybe you want to do some fruit, you know. So here's a pretty bowl I like. And actually that's really not bad right there, but the whole inside of the bowl is so dark. So if I change my light, and look at what that did, now I can see something inside of the bowl and I see some cast shadow. I think I actually like this better. And there's even a reflection over there on the left side right here, making it kind of interesting. There's a little reflection over here. So to me, this is much more interesting. I don't know about this angle. This top of the tomato is hitting the top rim of the bowl. That's a tangent. We don't want that. We actually want the tomato to be higher up. I do have a napkin under here, and it's not working real well for me, so let me grab something else to tuck in there. That's not going to work. Here's a tea bag. Um, let's see if that raises that up a little bit. It probably didn't. No, not enough. So let me put another something under here. This will make you appreciate photographers a whole lot more. They go through all this painstaking stuff to set up their shots. So you might see my paper towel in there, so you have to kind of ignore that. So see how this is a lot more interesting because even the way you turn the tomato can make such a big difference. So it's still not a really great angle. Maybe what I would do would be to lower my perspective down a little bit lower, which I can't really do right now. Let me take it out of the mount. Maybe more from this angle would work better. So now the tomato, well, actually now I have the other tomato on the right that is at not quite the right height. So maybe something like this would be the perfect angle. I don't know if I could take a picture. No, I guess not. Oops, sorry about that. So taking a picture of this is going to help you to see things you might not be noticing. Look for tangents like that. And you know, is there a better angle that's going to work better for you? Maybe this angle is better. You know, even this, now I have a tangent again with that top tomato. So I would need to push it back further or something. You know, now it's sticking up a lot better. Actually, this doesn't look bad, but just like that. I like that. So anyway, you need to get yourself the, you know, this card here. Oh, I look lovely in this lighting, don't I? You need to get yourself this, you know, one of these cards, the display board thing. You could also use a cardboard. I don't know why it smells down here. I think Barney farted or something. Ow! He stepped on my foot. You could even use a cardboard box, like I said before. You could use a table. You know, you could set your things inside of the cardboard box. I've seen people doing that. That works pretty well. But, you know, you're going to have to experiment a little bit. You're going to have to find a lamp or else go buy a clamp light. And it's going to be worth it. You know, you could even buy the stuff on Amazon, but it's a bit of an investment. But it's worth it to do this because you can use this for all of your paintings. You know, you can set up your own paintings to paint, you know. So we're going to start with talking about values and how to depict them. Barney's bugging me again, Charlie. I mean, how to show those values. This is what the other thing that we talked about in our Zoom meeting is this color chart that I did. I did this in a one-on-one lesson, and if you have not done one of these, I want you to do one because the mixing and the laying down of the colors really helps you. So we started with yellow, and of course this is our PY35, the light yellow, and we basically looked at the color wheel, the standard color wheel. Let me get that. If you don't have this, you need to get yourself these from Amazon. Hold on, I gotta put my phone down. So it's the standard color wheel by the Color Wheel Company. You need to have this as a reference for, you know, when we say orange, what does it actually look like? And then this way, we're all on the same page, you know, because what you think of orange and what I think of orange are going to be two different things. And even my pigment over here is a different orange on this color wheel, because this is the orange out of my tube paint. This is a printed orange. So, you know, it's all different, but from this particular tube of paint, you know, mix, that's the orange that I get when I mix these together. So you start with the ones that you can put down right out of the tube, which is the yellow, the cool yellow, the warm yellow, the cadmium red right out of the tube, the whatever your red violet is. I'm using Golden's Primary Magenta, whatever your PV19 is. Sometimes it's quinacridone violet or quinacridone red, depending on the manufacturer. Then put down your two blues right out of the tube. So these are just straight up out of the tube. And then you're going to mix your secondary colors. And when you do that, when you're going for this orange, it should be visually halfway between red and yellow. Halfway in between. That's what you're shooting for. And then when you do the red orange, you're shooting for halfway in between these two. Same thing with your red violet. Well, no, your red violet's already down. Your violet is supposed to be halfway between red violet and blue violet. You know, so it's going to be, it's not necessarily 50-50 mix, because as we know, the chroma of every tube of paint is different. Every pigment has a different chroma, and tinting strength affects how it turns out visually. So you just have to decide visually where is violet in there. And you know, I tried using this as my violet, but you know what? Well, it's hard because this is the opposite. But here's their blue violet compared to my blue violet. And you can see there's a difference, you know. And then here is their red violet compared to my red violet. I mean, that's a huge difference. I could have gotten a color closer to this, but I choose not to use that in my palette. Now you could get something called, I think it's quinacridone violet. I think that might be PV19, I'm not sure. But that's totally up to you. And that's what happens as a painter. You get to decide which pigments make the most sense for you. I like using primary magenta to get a better range of pinks, as opposed to a, you know, some magentas can look downright purple, you know, really more towards this color. In oil paints, magenta is more like this color. But I wanted a primary magenta for my color mixing. That's what I prefer. So anyway, then so do this, do your secondary color mixes, and then your tertiary colors, you know, your yellow green, your blue green, and your red orange. And then I want you to do a value scale from 1 to 9. And so 1 is white, 9 is black. You would shoot for getting the 5. And if you've got, again, if you've got one of these, you can see here's my 5. I tried to match it as best I could. I think it looks pretty good. So the first thing I mixed was 5, a big batch of it. Take half of that and add white to get these steps. Take the other half and add more black to get these 3 steps. And you just visually want it to look like it carries across in the same amount of difference in each step, if that makes sense. Use this to help you. And if you think that it's easy, it's because you haven't done it. It's not easy. And you need this experience. You need to be able to mix paint and match something. And you need to be able to mix what you are shooting for and not just happenstance get whatever you get. Okay? That's what's going to make you a good painter. So that's what I was talking about in the group, and a couple people have said that they've done it. I think it's not bad practice to do it again. And I also want to talk about the grayscale thing, and maybe the first still life that we paint will be in grayscale. Maybe that would be a good practice for us. So anyway, I hope you watch this. If you watch this, please tag me. I'd like to know that you've seen it. And let me know also if you're going to be doing still lifes with us this month. I hope that you do. Make it something fun and simple, something that you'll enjoy doing. Maybe you just want to paint, you know, a fork laying on a piece of wood. That's fine. a cutting board, you know, with a glass of milk. I mean, I don't know, what, or a piece of toast, whatever you want it to be is fine. Just so that you'll do it, okay? So we're going to be starting off on Thursday. I'm going to figure out exactly what we're going to paint. I don't know what it is yet. Hopefully by the end of the month, we'll be doing different materials like maybe glass and metal and ceramic, and maybe we'll do, I don't know, a floral or some other type of object. You tell me what you guys want to do. But mostly I want you to get started on getting your still life set up, you know, some sort of a stand, a light source, and the, I would get 2 of those display boards. And I should probably write this up into a comment or document or something so that and make it a PDF so that you see it. Because I feel like everyone's not going to see this video. So anyway, that's it, you guys. Any questions, just let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.